single start, but I went with Johannes. We'll get to him earlier after the post break, but he's another one. Only 2 starts this year, but very impressive win last out.
One strike.
Start with the 1 here at 40-1. That's 1 stripe for Graham Motion, a horse that's had a long journey all the way from South Africa. Don't look at what happened in the Woodbine Mile. They just wanted to get him out. He should be fitted today.
And there's your current favorite, Notable Speech, looking very nice out there. William Buick aboard for Charlie Appleby, coming off that win in the Woodbine Mile.
An improving French 3-year-old is Sarlan for Francis Graffard. He's had a wonderful season in France and indeed in Europe. And this horse produced a career best last time when he won the Moulin.
They walked right behind us on the way. I was very impressed with the way the 3 looks. And to your point, Rishi, the Lion in Winter, I remember you talking about him in Breakfast of the Breeders' Cup. He looks very good right now.
Yes, program training at 11-1, Flavio Pratt aboard for Chad Brown. There's 1-for-1 here at Del Mar, winning the Hollywood Derby.
Gran Oriente. I don't know what to do here.
Chilean contender, I was about to say, who's clearly capable of some useful form in his own native country. But this is a massive task today.
Johannes the 7. Joe likes this horse, and rightly so. I mean, he's a horse that ran in this race last year, only beaten 3 parts of a length.
And this formidable man, 13-1. Johnny V is aboard for Michael McCarthy.
And then we have another of the Japanese contenders, Arjin. Frankie Dettori has been booked to ride this horse, who has got some excellent form in Japan. Again, it's very difficult to understand exactly where it fits in internationally in this company.
I think this is Frankie Dettori's last mount riding in the US, correct? Yeah, I mean, he wraps it up here with a few more South American mounts later at the end of the year, but this could be it here domestically. Up to the 11 we're looking at, that's Rhetorical, and here's the 12, Joe.
Yeah, Gas Me Up, Jose Ortiz is aboard. Big long shot at 40-1, coming off a 3rd place effort in the Woodbine Mile.
And finally, speaking of long shots, Kirat won the Sussex Stakes at 150-1 earlier this year when he was deployed as a pacemaker for a horse called Field of Gold. He's run a couple of times since then. His trainer was telling me earlier this week that he had excuses for those 2 performances, and he expects much better today.
That is your field for the FanDuel Breeders' Cup Mile presented by the PDJF. You have 9 minutes to make your decisions. Let's go to the studio with Dave Weaver.
I've made my decision. It's a money-back special race through your FanDuel race back. He's
over the course here, and he has a huge turn of foot when he gets clear sailing. Simon.
Yeah, there were 2, if you want to call them bad races, on his past performance. The last time, 2 starts back, when he had the most horrific trip that anyone could imagine. And the other one was on the Derby undercard when he ran, he was 5th, beaten 2 lengths after a rough trip. So I think he's back to his best. That race, to me, Christine, the last time out, was a pivotal race to see if he had regressed. I don't think he has. He's lightly raced. He could run another bang-up race this year.
Let's go all the way to the rail. Big 45-1 on 1 stripe. Rich, we have the South African bred here who prepped at Woodbine. Sort of an even effort, I would say, but it looks like he had some trouble there in the Woodbine Mile.
Yeah, he did. He was a very high-class horse in South Africa. Races like the King's Plate and the Cape Guineas, there are some of the best races. The King's Plate is one of the best races in South Africa. And he's not the first South African horse to try and compete at the Breeders' Cup. We remember Isi Vunga coming over as well. But I thought, even though he had excuses in the Woodbine Mile, it just sort of exposed him where he sits in with the best of the American and European runners.
And I think the odds are telling you that.
Yeah, Graham, we talked to Graham earlier this week, and he said the one thing, the admonition he made, I mean, it took a long time to get him here. They've got a quarantine in multiple places. Mike DeCock, the champion of South African training, he oversees this. He didn't train this horse in South Africa. He traveled here to the Breeders' Cup. But Graham said the only reason he ran him in the Woodbine Mile, there were no other races to run. He wasn't quite fit enough. And timing-wise, he gave him a chance to regress and regroup. So I think he's going to improve, but he's going to have to.
Let's hear more from the trainer with Kate and Bradar.
Well, in a sea of yellow one-stripe caps, I found Graham Motion. Graham, what has to happen differently than his last race at Woodbine?
Well, I mean, he definitely needed the race last time. It was his first race for a while, first race in North America. So, you know, the object of that race was the timing. I didn't really necessarily want to run against what was going to be the Breeders' Cup favorite, but it was a good place to get him started. You know, honestly, he ran a respectable race. But he's going to have to improve significantly.
As far as positioning-wise, do you anticipate something different, a little more into the race earlier?
I mean, I think he's going to go forward. He kind of has to from the one hole. It's a little bit hard to judge the pace with the European horses, but I think he'll go forward from the one hole.
Best of luck.
Thank you, Caden.
Good luck to them. Big price along the inside. 45-1 right now on the 1 horse, 1 stripe, the South African bred. Back to the 11. And we saw Will Walden on the shank with Rhetorical. He's certainly minding his manners. Has definitely kept his cool out there. Son of Not This Time. He is 5 for 6 lifetime. And stepping into much deeper waters, but it looked like he really proved that he belongs in this race off that last victory, Simon.
He does. I mean, he earned his way here. And like I said, he's just improving incrementally, which I like. I mean, he's going up in class and he's improving each and every time. And I think he takes another step forward today.
Scott is with his trainer.
Well, here with trainer Will Walden. And Will, you must have worked up a sweat with Rhetorical dragging you around the paddock. How good is he feeling right now?
Very. No, he's normal for him. So that's what we're looking for. That gives us confidence for him to be acting the way he's always acted. Doesn't mean it doesn't take a toll on me. I'm exhausted.
How's he going to get this job done if he's able to?
I don't know. I'd say probably before the
Mira, Frankel es un caballo de carrera pura sangre británico retirado, famoso por su récord invicto de 14 carreras ganadas, entrenado por el Sir Henry Cecil y montado por Tom Williams. Fue el caballo mejor valorado del mundo desde el 2011 y se retiró en 2012.
So he's going into it the right way. You know, we've done all we can do. You know, it's up to him now.
Good luck, Will.
Thank you.
Convirtiéndose en un semental de gran éxito. Su lugar incluye 10 victorias de carreras del Grupo 1 y ser el único caballo en ganar el premio del caballo del año de Cartel 2 años consecutivos.
I couldn't agree more with what it does look on form a little bit messy as far as who really wants to lead. And quite honestly, I think it's a race to where if someone wants to kind of shake things up and take it to them early and try something new, to go for it, because there's really no true quote-unquote speed horse in there. There's quite a few, including Rhetorical, that they have that stalking speed right off the pace, but no one that you see that, you know, goes to the lead 22-45. And to be honest, I think that could help some of those stalking horses that sometimes might find themselves a little too far back and they could lay a little bit closer.
Empezó a correr el 2010, corrió 2 años. 2 años nomás. Y acá los caballos tienen corriendo como 10 años. Y mira, ya corrió 2 años nomás. 14 carreritas nomás. Y paro. El 13 de agosto del 2010 debutó y terminó el 20 de octubre del 2012. 14 carreras. No perdió ninguna.
Yeah, and to your point, I think more of it they're going to have to
yo me acordaba por los colores. Esos mismos colores que estamos usando ahora. Hay 2 caballos con esos
Who is too high a price on the board right now? We always knew that Notable Speech would take money, would be one of the betting choices.
Y hay varios caballos con
a lot of talk about Salon, and 7-1 seems appropriate on him. But as far as the others, is there anyone up there that is just way too big a price and we're letting get away?
Well, I think some people might point to Jonquil because he had really good form at the start of the season because of his run in the French Guineas, and he went down and tripped. That didn't work out, and he came back again. So maybe his price at the moment. But the horse, I like Notable Speech to win. I said I think he's the most talented horse. But the horse who keeps bugging me, and I don't know if I've played him enough, it's Lion in Winter.
Lion in Winter up there on the board at about 7-1 himself as well. As they head into the starting gate, we go to Larry Colmus for the FanDuel Breeders' Cup Mile.
Notable Speech takes his spot in the starting gate, just to the outside of one stripe. Formidable Man is in. Here's Salon. Argine.
Pista de pasto.
Frankie Dettori in his final Breeders' Cup ride in the gate.
Una ruta
the Lion in Winter.
Al contrario de lo que corre Gran Oriente acá en el
Jonquil is in. Here's Program Trading and
con la
Rhetorical.
mano como el hipódromo, pero de pasto. Ahí va. El 6. Vamos, Fenómeno.
Gran Oriente has moved into the starting gate. Just a couple left to load here. Gas Me Up moves into line. That will leave just Kirat to be the last one to step forward to the starting gate.
El 6.
Green cap here. The other Judmont, Kirat. Into the gate. All in line, and we're ready for the start.
Dale, la bandera chilena ahí justo arriba. Vamos, Chile.
They're off in the Breeders' Cup Mile.
Oh, lo cerraron, mira.
The Lion in Winter goes out to the early lead. One stripe on the inside. From the far outside, Kirat is sent along. Johannes is close as well. Then Rhetorical, Formidable Man, and Notable Speech on the inside. Salon in behind them. And then it's Jonquil. Program Trading is down toward the rail, about 8 lengths off the lead early on. And then comes Argine and Gran Oriente and Gas Me Up as the trailer. One stripe takes early charge here. Leads at 3/4 of a length. Kirat to the outside is second. The Lion in Winter third, 22.59 the first quarter. Rhetorical and Arad Ortiz are fourth on the outside. They're 3.5 lengths off the lead. Berto Rispoli has Johannes right in behind that group, racing 4 from the front. Then comes William Buick on Notable Speech down toward the rail. Formidable Man is next. In behind that group, Salon and Jonquil. Program Trading on the inside. Then Gas Me Up, Argine, and Gran Oriente. 46.76 the half for one stripe. A 50-1 long shot who leads the field around the far turn. Rhetorical ranges up alongside in hand. And now they're side by side on the far turn. Formidable Man tries to get going. The Lion in Winter behind them. Johannes swings up 3 wide. Meanwhile, Notable Speech is down toward the rail. He's got running room, but he needs to go now to catch Rhetorical with a furlong to run. The Lion in Winter, Notable Speech, and Formidable Man on the outside. Here comes Notable Speech charging up the fence. Notable Speech and William Buick explode late to win the Breeders' Cup Mile. And that was Formidable Man, the Lion in Winter, and Salon.
Give it to Godolphin and Charlie Appleby again. They score in the mile here with Notable Speech. A beautiful trip along the inside. Joe, William Buick saving all that ground.
Yeah, he definitely used that post to his advantage. And we talked about it early. It wasn't too much early pace in here. They went 22 and change, 46 and 3, but very, very good ride coming up that rail.
We'll take a look at the replay one more time and let's pick up the winner. Rishi here, we knew this horse would come with his best race. He's so consistent, but he didn't have as much of a forward position, I think, as they might have wanted, given that we didn't have a lot of pace in this race.
I think William Buick would have been happy enough, but there would have been that little bit of concern when they turned for home. Where am I going to go? And in the end, one stripe just comes off the rail enough, and he spies the gap. But you have to have the horse to take it. And this horse is a 2,000 guineas winner. He's a high-class miler. And look at the turn of foot he produces. He quickens up in fine style. Some fine efforts in behind. I thought Lion in Winter has run really well, and the French horse Sarlan has also stuck on well down on the inside rail. Yeah,
I was very impressed. This is the ISO look at William Buick, the trip he gets, and you're going to see, I think he got, like you said, he cut the corner and he got the split. It was one stripe on the lead who was backing up. Sometimes those horses on the lead, when they're getting tired, Joe, when they're backing up into the field, they can cause all sorts of problems, but he managed to slip through, and a lot of it is because he had the horse to do it, and when he pressed the button, I mean, opened up daylight.
That's when it's fun, when you know you have enough horse to actually be patient and wait there to have a trip. And me and Rishi were looking at each other. The Lion in Winter, who he was following, I thought was having an almost better trip than him. You could see he gets out there, he's second, but no doubt, Notable Speech. That would a turn of foot that is. I mean, visually, just watching him right here, that stride looks like he's just going so fast. Very, very impressive.
It looks like we put the replay in fast forward.
Yeah.
That's real time. Taking a look at the way this horse finishes. Rhetorical ran his race, and he had his clear jump 2 or 3 lengths on him at that point.
Yeah, just the experience. He got to the front here, but he's run down. This is how tight it gets. You can see one stripe yellow silks. Look how tight. But William Buick had the horse to put his head in there and establish position. And you've also got a racehorse that's tiring to your outside. It's not like one stripe was going faster than him, and he just puts daylight between himself and the rest of the field. Quick shout out to Formidable Man. I mean, he ran a huge race to finish second here.
Johnny Velasquez aboard, Formidable Man from just off the pace. Huge effort from him to finish second. For Michael McCarthy, you mentioned the Lion in Winter, checking in third. Rhetorical holding on for fourth. Salon was fifth. Notable Speech, it's Godolphin in the mile once more here at the Breeders' Cup.
Number 2, Notable Speech was first. Second, number 8, Formidable Man. Third, number 4, The Lion in Winter. Fourth, number 11, Rhetorical. And fifth was number 3, Salon. 2, 8,